Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a very beginner friendly DIY, transforming this old pink sweatsuit set into this fire stacked sweatpants set that I made. It is very beginner friendly because this is my first time creating any clothes. Trust me, you can too, so let's do it. So first thing first, we need to take in these pants because we don't want it to be baggy. So normally people use these pins, but I'm going to actually use this metallic marker that I have. And you're going to flip your pants inside out. So now I was trying to use the pins at first, but the marker just worked better for me. I'm just going to mark how much I want in to take in of the pants. So I'm going to mark a line starting from the crotch area all the way to my ankle as much as I want it to be taken in. As you can tell, I'm making sure that I'm evenly pulling the fabric away from my leg, and I'm just going to mark how much in. You do want to remember on the sewing machine when you go to sew clothes, it is going to get tighter or smaller, so leave yourself a little bit space. You don't want your pants to be too small. You can always take them in later. So this line is going to be the guideline you use on your sewing machine. So right now I took the pants off. I'm going to make the line a bit darker and more even. And I'm also going to measure to make sure my lines are even on both sides. So I'm going to adjust the line some, and you'll see me make sure that everything is right before I get to the sewing machine. So these pants originally had a zipper at the ankle. I'm not going to fool around with this zipper. I'm just going to cut it off. Usually you wouldn't even have to do this step. You can just leave your bottom of your leg as is because you're going to attach something to it later and cut it off. So yeah, you're fine if you don't have a zipper. So before we get to the machine, we want to make sure that both the front and the back will be equal to each other. So how we're going to do that, we're going to add pins that's going to connect the front and the back of the sweatpants together along this line. So now when we go to the sewing machine, nothing is moving around. Everything is equal, just how we want it to be, and everything will be intact. You always want to make sure you have a flat surface, everything is flattened out, no lumps, and now you're ready for the sewing machine. So with every stitching you do, you want to make sure you back stitch just to ensure that it doesn't pop apart. We're going to move those pins as we go along that line, and we're going to stay fairly close to the line just so you're not, messing up your measurements. And again, back stitch at the end. And we did just use a straight line stitch, and it should look something like this. We're going to clean up the strays and do the same thing to the other side. So I tried them on to make sure everything fit well. This is my first time taking in any type of pants, and I did love how the fit was. We're going to change that elastic band at the top, but now we can cut off the excess from where we just sewed at, and then we can add the legs to make our stacked sweatpants. So your stacked bottom is actually going to be the long sleeve part of your jacket or of your sweatsuit, shirt, whatever. But as long as it matches, or even if you want a color block look, I guess you could do that as well. But that's why it's essential to have a top and a bottom that match, just so everything can flow well at the bottom. So we're going to cut off this sleeve on both sides, and that's how I was able to get the little pink label tag at the bottom, because they actually had one on the sleeve. And I automatically got a black trimming at the bottom because it was a black trimming where I cut off the sleeve. So now I'm just trying to make sure everything is stacked. So I'm going to try to explain this, but I do show it better later on in the clip. You want to put your arm through your pants leg and then put your hands through where your hand would have came out of originally, out of your jacket. That way the shoulder part is at the bottom. That's your baggy part. So the widest part is at the bottom. So now you want to flip it inside out by flipping it over the pants leg that was on your arm, and you're going to pull the pants leg out of that arm now. We're going to be sewing this just like this together, But I'm going to be showing you an easier way because I feel like I'm not explaining it that well. But you'll see, once you sew it like this and then flip it back out, everything will be seamless. I made sure to add the shoulder with the pink tag on it to the leg that didn't have the pink writing, just so it can give a little balance. So on one leg it'll have the pink writing, and on the other leg it'll have the pink tag at the bottom, you know, to add a little flavor. So before I go to the machine, I'm going to go ahead and cut out my top. The hood actually had pink on both sides, so of course I'm going to chop that thing up and make me a tube top, period. So I went ahead and chopped it up, made sure that everything was kind of evened out. And when I chopped these straps off, I was thinking I wanted to add it on my little tube top, but I ended up not doing it. But they were actually cute. If you wanted to clean that up, that also came from the hoodie. So now to sew the sleeve onto that pants leg, I am going to cut down that elastic band from that sleeve just so it can stretch open wide, because we need the sleeve and the pants leg to be even around, so I don't need it to be too tight. So I just gave it some leeway. And we're going to sew directly under that elastic band. So the leg pants and everything, make sure everything is even together. For the next pants leg, I'm going to show you a way easier way to do all of this, so just keep watching. But for right now, we're going to sew right directly under that elastic band, and then we're just going to cut that elastic band, the excess, off. You want to make sure that pants leg and that sleeve is like even with each other. You can see me playing around with it, but again, that's why I'm going to show you an easier way for the next pants leg. But now when you turn it right side out, this is how it will look, very seamless. So now this is how you should do it. Put your arm in your pants leg. We're going to cut off that elastic band, period, so it's no struggle with even trying to put your hand in it or anything. Cut that elastic band off, and still the opening where your hand would have came out of, you're going to put your hand in it. Hold your pants leg to make sure that the sleeve is going over top of the pants leg. So now when you flip it over, it'll be easy for everything to align. I hope you can see and understand what I'm saying. So now it'll be easier to sew and make sure everything is even without that elastic band in the way. You probably don't have that issue if you don't have that elastic band at your arm, but this is just in case you do. And again, you want to make sure everything is even together. I made sure that little inseam right there and the one from the sleeve was matched together. That way it can be a straight line down my leg when it all comes together. So we're just going to sew around it. This was a lot easier for me, so I hope it made sense to you. And again, make sure you backstitch with everything, and we're just going to sew all the way around. And yeah, you don't have that much to cut off or anything. You have your stacked pants. So now let's change the band to the pants. We're going to use the elastic band that was at the bottom of the jacket. So we already chopped it up. Let's keep chopping it. So we're going to make sure it fits around your waist how you want it to be. So I'm going to cut off some excess, and I cut it a little bit smaller just so it will be a tight fit. And make sure you're trying it around your waist to make sure it's the right fit. So now we're going to cut off that band that was already on the pants, because I think it's too small. I wanted a thicker band. And when we sew this band, it will be upside down and inside out. That way when it flips right, the stitching will be on the inside of the pants, but you'll see. So we attach those ends, and now when we put it on the pants again, you're having it to where once it fold up, the stitching will be on the inside. So it's inside out and it's upside down. So now we're going to attach it. I am using a zigzag stitch for the elastic band just for more security. And you want to make sure while you're sewing, you're pulling the elastic band. You want to make sure that it's enough elastic band to go around the entire fabric. I messed up at first by just sewing regular. No, you need to pull the elastic band as you go so that everything will fit. And of course you can make your own elastic band. I will show that in another video, but I just thought it was very convenient and cute that I could use the one from the jacket. So now when you flip it, everything will be seamless on the outside and all the stitching will be on the inside. So now we can move on to the top. So now I'm just going to create like an inseam for the top just to clean up the sides. So I just folded it, and now I'm pinning it down, getting it ready for the machine just to make sure everything stays in place. Super easy. Make sure you backstitch. I'm doing a straight line across, and that just makes it look a lot more seamless and pretty at the top. So I was scared at first. I thought I was going to need more fabric to fit around my boobs, but I actually didn't need to. So I'm just going to show you, just in case your boobs are bigger than mine and you need a bigger tube top. I just used extra fabric that I already had from the jacket, and I was going to add it to the sides and still have the pink on the front and the back. When sewing this extra fabric, you want to sew the fabric inside out on the right side of your top. That way when it folds over, the stitching will be on the inside, which you'll see. When you fold that piece of flap over, everything will be seamless. See? Again, I wasted time doing that. I ended up just attaching the front and the back together just because my little boobs did not need all that extra space. I really was going to make these straps out of this little scrap of pink that I had from that hoodie. But you know, I didn't do it to them. I didn't do it. I just left the tube top as is, and it came real cute. Y'all, I'm so hype about this fit. Like, so hype. I've never made anything on the machine. This is my first time ever putting any clothing together on the sewing machine. Like, baby, I did that. This is so cute and trendy from an old dingy sweatsuit. I'm so happy with I don't even have a booty. These making me laugh. I hope you like this video, and if you do, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Y'all know I'm feeling this look. I'm feeling my outfit a lot. I will tag below what video I follow to get these trends popping, but I hope you like this because you know I'm really loving this. And if you did, if you learned anything new, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, I had to put my own little flavor to this thing, and I'm very happy that I did. And yeah, thanks for coming, guys. Bye.